All right, we got a green light. All right, it is 7 p.m. I'd like to call the regular meeting for the Economic Development Corporation on March 24th, 2026 to order. I'd like to have a roll call. Bob Wiley, here. Pam Schwartner.
Here.
Terry O'Connell.
Here.
Matt Crable.
Here.
Gary Somerville.
Here.
Brad Duffy.
Here.
And Jason Hayes.
Texted me and said he's on his way.
He's on his way.
Did
No
not
problem,
answer him.
No problem. Let the record show that all board members here are almost here when Jason gets here, and so we've got a full house. I'd like to thank everybody for being here tonight. I'm going to move right along tonight because we got a full complement, and I don't want to keep everybody too late tonight. So basically, let's go into invocation, and Charlie's going to give us our invocation tonight.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for the opportunity for us all to gather here, for the opportunity for us to be on this earth together in this moment in time. Thank you for giving us the chance to make a difference in our communities, and please guide our hands as we do so. Be with those who need you the most. Be with those who are in need of your sunshine. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state,
under God, one and indivisible.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Charlie. You're welcome. All right, let's jump right in. The next order of business, number 4, is citizen comments. I don't see anyone in the gallery tonight, so we'll move right into 5 reports. First one is approval of minutes for the regular meeting held February 24th, 2026, and a special joint meeting with the Santa Fe City Council, January 9th, 2026.
I'll move that the,
Seth, I had a question. On the first page of the 24th, if you look under item B, it says current revenue is $1,452,520 and current expenses is the same. And then if you go under C, our annual budget is that same number. So that didn't seem right to me.
Yeah,
that's not
that
right.
must have been inadvertently copied over. We'll get that
I
corrected.
assume that was the
Yeah,
case,
so
so.
we'll get that corrected, yeah.
So I move that the minutes be approved after corrections.
It is amended, okay. We'll amend it to the correct numbers.
All right, we have a motion on the floor,
Second.
and we have a second to accept the minutes, the approval of board minutes for regular meeting February 24th, 2026, with the changes Mr. Crable brought up, and special joint meeting Santa Fe City Council held on January 9th, 2026. Is there any more discussion? If not, I'll call for a roll call vote. Pam Schwartner,
Yes.
Terry O'Connell,
Yes.
Matt Crable,
Yes.
Gary Somerville,
Yes.
Brad Duffy,
Yes.
Jason Hayes,
Yes.
Bob Wiley, hey, motion carried. Approval passes. Thank you. All right, we'll move into the next one. Current budget updates and financial statements posted for the period ending in February 2026.
All right.
Mr. Seth will handle that for us.
Let's jump right on in. Thank you all for being here tonight. So for the month of March, we've got or for the month of February, we've got 59% of our budget year remaining, which is we're in a really good spot. Of course, our EDC fund balance is right under $4 million. Our sales tax is down, unfortunately, for the month of January, because you guys remember we get it almost 2 months later. The issue with that is that we are far below what we had initially projected from our finance office. So as of right now, we're about $17,000 less than what we initially projected. So unfortunately, that's just where sales taxes have went down. Just a couple other updates is that our audit is under the review process right now by our auditors. I'm sorry, guys, my eyes just messed up for a second as I was trying to read this, but we'll get that final audit hopefully pretty soon. And then the city and our EDC have upgraded our accounting systems to Edmunds GovTech. And so all by this summer, our EDC director, which we've got here tonight, he'll be able to handle most of the financials independent of the city with only the monthly audit being required, which will be really nice. That's a big upgrade from the system that we're moving from. If you guys want to move to the next page,
I
we'll
just
go.
have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
So this $3,955,000, that does not reflect the money that we have agreed to spend on the drainage projects. We haven't, that's not encumbered.
That's not encumbered, that's
Okay.
correct. That'll be at the next meeting. All right, so the next page, if we could just do the quick budget performance snapshot. So right now, our current net revenues over expenses were $197,000. So we're doing pretty good on there. That will change just because of having Charlie coming on board. So we'll have somebody that we're paying a salary to be back in the driver's seat here for the EDC. All right, if y'all will jump with me to the monthly sales tax report. Again, just want to point out, we're 5% below where we were in 2025. If you look back historically from 2024 to 2025, they had quite the jump, right over 300,000. So trying to just maintain those 2025 numbers in 2026. And like I mentioned earlier, we're about $17,000 under what we had projected.
Is our typically November, December, our highest sales tax?
They always are our highest sales tax, just because of Christmas.
Right.
So there are big catch-up, and if you remember last month, we were down quite a bit as well. So for December, which is typically our biggest month of the year, unfortunately. All right, if y'all want to go to the next page, this is the HDL sales tax snapshot. For today, just in interest of time, I just want to go through our top 10 taxpayers. So, of course, Sloan is still number one this month. And again, Amazon Marketplace and then regular Amazon are 2 and 3. Then HEB, Tractor Supply, and then Reliant Energy from their bills. And then Dollar General, then McDonald's, and then Bighorn, and then O'Reilly jumped up this month.
What's the difference between the two Amazons?
So one is an Amazon for like wholesalers, like if they are independent sellers on Amazon that they
I see.
sell products, and the other ones are actually from Amazon, like for their products.
Now, do we know where have we identified where the decrease in sales tax is at? Out of it is this 10?
So out of I wouldn't say that necessarily that it's coming from just the 10, it's really across the board that we're having a pretty big decrease. I don't think Amazon really, or HEB really had large decreases, but for most of everybody else, they had a slight decrease. I just think it's the market. And then let's jump, since we're good with this, let's jump to current economic development project status reports, which I don't have a bid in here just because we haven't really had too many ongoing projects for the EDC. I think the biggest thing we were waiting on was getting our director put into place. So we have got him, and we'll handle that business in just a little bit. But if you guys are ready, I'm ready to jump into old business. You guys are.
Any questions for Zeth on the stuff he's the project? Well, we don't have anything on the project. Anything else on everything he's reported to us tonight? Sales tax. It's down. The city's feeling that crunch too, so it's not just us. So
Absolutely.
it's just part of. Hopefully, things will pick back up here. If not, we'll move on to 6 business. We'll go into old business. First one is discussion and direction of beautification projects through the city of Santa Fe.
I know at the last meeting, we created the beautification committee with Ms. Terry, Ms. Pam, and Brad. And then if you guys want to give us a report, we could just discuss kind of what, if y'all been able to have any traction on that.
So I spoke with Christina Jantz at College of the Mainland, and she is right now setting up a meeting for us to go on campus to meet with some of the administration higher-ups above her in the department related to the art students.
Perfect.
They also mentioned the possibility of using some of the students with their CHS class there. I think it's the collegiate high school. And I know Pam had mentioned talking about using Santa Fe students as well. So as soon as I get the dates from her, I'll get with both of you to see if you're available to go, so we can meet with them. We did talk a little bit more about our desire to have them do that and our willingness to provide materials if they would provide the labor. And so it's just going to be going through the proper channels of the college and getting approval from them, but they're excited about it and willing to talk to us, so I'm excited about it.
Awesome. Great.
Have they done any projects throughout the county like this?
I don't think so. I think this is kind of a new
Haven't
idea.
heard of any,
When I
so.
presented it to them, and that's why they're kind of excited about it, but yeah, it's something that they're going to be willing to look at and talk about.
Pam, you got the kind of same confirmation through Dr. Bott talking to him, or who
Right, I
you talked to at
talked
the
to
school?
Dr. Bott, in
Okay.
fact, he's had several conversations, and then a lady called Rachel, and we talked again today. She had talked to some of her instructors, and, of course, you know, they're not gonna be able, I mean, we're not gonna be able to get it all done by the time school's out. So, you know, they thought that they would have a time crunch there. So I said, no, I said to get everything that we need and approvals, so forth, it would, we anticipate next, you know, in the fall. And, but there's several questions they, ask, and of course, there's a lot more questions that we need answered just by doing a project like that. So, so I told them whenever we know that and the parameters, then I would get back with her.
Good, good.
But I told her we really wanted to get with, it be a community project. I said, that's the objective.
Good.
And there's a lot.
Kind of new for them too, right?
Yes, sir.
So with
Yes, sir.
college and them, they put it together, it sounds like it'll work for both parties and us. That's what it's about, so. Good, thank you. Thank you guys for following up on that. Thank y'all.
I spoke with H.P. Dodge, who's done the artwork for me on my campuses. He's about to do a big project in Galveston, and he sent me the information. But at the time when I initially spoke with him, you know, he was looking for artwork to do where he could use it for advertising, and that ship has sailed. He's filled those spots, but he sent me information. But if we could get labor, you know, for free, I mean, I have his information, but I didn't ask for any labor
Kind
costs.
of Plan B, in case something,
Yes,
yeah,
right.
just in
Right, I
case.
mean,
Good.
if we
In
could
touch
use
with him.
these people that are willing to do it for
Sure.
just the.
I'm sure he understands that.
Oh, yeah.
He understands.
Because like I said, he offered for, you know, for free, and he's doing one of mine for free and a few others, but he's gonna use that for advertisement, and so.
That's wait, sometimes timing's about everything, you know,
Right.
being at the right place at the right time.
Right now, it's just definitely, you know, getting information, because we have some, I mean, with dealing with the city, you know, what the facade is gonna be on the outside, you know, what you're gonna decide, what city council, you know, what their vision is, and so, in other words, we've got a long way to go. to get to that
Absolutely.
point.
Jason?
Are we still talking about doing the murals with the Bulls?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about
Yes,
right
sir.
now.
Okay, that's what I make sure. We need to monetize on it, so anything that we do, we need some QR codes on there with our, you know, that goes straight to our city website. If we have any festivals, yearly festivals always planned, like a name festival. I even think it would be neat to let some of the artists, each one, you know, have a different artist do a different mural, and then put their advertising on there too. It needs to be, I still think it needs to be some type of scavenger hunt. Chamber agreed, that would be a great idea, something they can come by the chamber or visitor center and get something and go look for all the bulls of Santa Fe.
Yeah.
If we get that going, something to get people to just come to Santa Fe to do.
Correct.
I mean, we can create a social media buzz, something to do on a Saturday with your 4-year-old and your 6-year-old.
And you're speaking from experience.
Yeah. And, you know, let's go. Let's see if we can find all the bulls. And then, you know, again, you know, companies can sponsor, you know, free ice cream or something. I don't know. We got Red Cap that has ice creams, and so if you complete all of it, the task, you can
by and get a
get
free
something, you know,
Yeah.
to $5 limit or $10. It's something to have a different company sponsor it, you know, each month.
We could put that together. I like that idea.
Yeah, that way you're just pushing, you're having a company sponsorship, and then you're pushing, at the end of the result, you're pushing someone to a local business to get an ice cream or something fun for a kid.
Yeah.
So,
We'll roll that together.
Yeah, and we can include that too, kind of in, I know at item 6 with the local business incentive partnership program, maybe we can throw that in there too. I know Ms. Pam's got some ideas too that she wanted to bring forward. But no, that's great.
well, if you do a different prize every month, then you have another incentive for someone to create, if you've got timestamps different times a year, then you have an incentive for them to go ahead and make the whole trip again.
There you go. Change it up a little bit.
True.
All right, if there's no further discussion on item 1, let's go to 2, discussion NC4 Management LLC Agreement Termination.
So this is just an update for you guys for the property off of 1764, commonly known as Mr. Boyer's property. So we sent a letter back on January the 5th alerting him through our attorneys that that agreement that he had with the EDC is void due to the issues, just the time. And so I'm going to read it for you guys just so that you have it. But so we said, Dear Mr. Boyer and Ms. McElwee, the law firm of Olson & Olson LLP has been engaged by the Santa Fe Economic Development Corporation to represent its interests concerning NC4 Management LLC's failure to perform its obligations under the above referenced agreement. More specifically, under the section 2.1 of the agreement, NC4 is obligated to extend water and sewer lines along FM 1764, subject to unavoidable delay to the property located at Avenue F and FM 1764 within the corporate limits of the city of Santa Fe, Texas, also known as the Alta Loma Outlots. So the Economic Development Corporation has agreed to fund such improvements in an amount not to exceed $121,666 for the design and construction costs. To date, NC4 has taken no action to comply with its obligations under this agreement. By this letter, the Economic Development Corporation is terminating the agreement due to NC4's failure to timely perform its obligations under the agreement. So it is null and void now. And so I know with the funding, it was never taken out of the account, so it is still right here.
Still in the
EDC bank account.
infrastructure account.
In the infrastructure account, that's correct.
Okay.
One thing that I'd like to make note of is that when we have any agreements like that in the future, we need to put a timeline on it. That's one of the things that we, after reviewing the contract,
Absolutely.
there was no end to
Correct.
it. So we need to be sure and put that in there.
Absolutely, on every contract going forward. So I'm sure Olson & Olson will definitely do that with any agreements that we sign into. Any questions on this, guys?
What would that time duration be?
I'm sorry?
What would that time duration be? A year, 6 months? 2
You know,
years?
I think it depends on the project, but I mean, we have to have a reasonable amount of time, but I mean, if they can't complete a project within 2 years, then they're really not ready
Been
to go
sitting
in.
on this money for 3 years.
That's
It's been
right.
encumbered for
Correct.
3 years. It's a ridiculous amount
And
of
it can
money.
always be extended once you
Right.
have that
Absolutely.
initial contract, but the matter of that it's not in there at all, then you,
Any other,
That's standard, PUDs, permits, 2 years, yeah. So,
So I think that a 2-year is plenty enough time, and if they can't do it, then they really don't need to go into agreement with us, so.
and if they don't like the 2-year thing, we won't go into an agreement with
That's
it. That's the way, that's real simple,
Right.
you know? All right, if there's no more questions, we'll move to 3, discussion and direction, current bear program requirements.
So guys, we put this in here just in preparation for the April 6th meeting that we're going to have with city council. So we'll have a joint meeting to discuss a couple of items, one of them being the bear program and just the guidelines going forward. I just want everybody to be aware. I know that there's a few of you guys in here that are very in tune with what this program is all about and the requirements, but I just want to highlight a couple of points. So, you know, there's 2 grant categories currently that the BEAR program operates under a business improvement grant, which grants up to $50,000, which can be utilized for the comprehensive restoration, significant beautification, or enhancement of the entire exterior of a commercial building, which has been think the majority of those who have received this grant. And then also, we have a target location assistance, which is assistance up to $50,000 to help reduce the cost of physically moving an existing business to a vacant storefront along the target areas. And if you'll go to the next page in here, it shows the target areas. So those are 1764, Highway 6, and 646, which are our main corridors in town. Okay, and then we can go on. So application approval, application fee is $500, which is required upon filing to the EDC. You've got to have proof of applicant's ownership of the actual business or facilities, or you have to have an agreement if you are leasing that facility. An eligible applicant may apply for one business grant for one every 3 years. So that's how we've got it set up right now. And all grants are reimbursement grants unless otherwise stated by the EDC. So to me, those are really the kind of the highlights of this grant program. Also, you know, it's subject to funding. You guys only put about $120,000 a year, and that can go pretty fast. Whether that's, you know, enough or not enough, that's, you know, always up for discussion, but these are the requirements as they stand right now. So if you guys want to take some time and look at that and just be, I would say maybe well-versed in it when we go with council, because if they may have questions on the grant, I'm going to give this exact same thing to them in preparation so that they could see what those requirements are and guidelines that we have right now in preparation for that discussion. In addition to that, we will hopefully adopt the strategic plan, which we did with all of you guys in January this year, just like we adopted at the last council meeting last week. And we can discuss infrastructure projects as well, or anything else that you guys want to bring to the table.
I just want to say, under application and approval, we'll get it updated before the next.
We can, and so we're.
Because it has the old.
It does, and and I haven't changed anything on it, and the reason being is because we're not actively we had paused the BEAR program until our new director's here, so we will definitely get that updated, because this is a working document anyways, but I just printed what we have.
Based on that same note, to me, we should have some kind of timestamp of like, this is approved as of this date, so you know you have the most current version.
Yeah, absolutely,
And
absolutely.
on the document itself, yeah.
Yeah.
We had the discussions during the strategic planning about having matching funds and things of that nature. Are those changes that are still needing to be made, or
Those are changes that are up for discussion.
what is the time and place and
The joint meeting that we're going to have with
when
the
in
city
April?
council.
Yes, we'll be able to, because we had some ideas that came out of, I think Gary had an idea about, how you award the bids, and there's been all kinds of things, kind of a little bit here and a little bit here, and the city council's got a few things, and so at the meeting on the 6th, that's where we're going to try to put it all in a pot and pick out what we want. That's kind of why I'm looking at it, if that's correct, is that?
Yes.
Yep.
Let me ask you something.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
we increase the amount for the BEAR program, does that have to be done before, at budget time?
It does not have to be done before budget time. You guys can work that in the budget that Charlie and myself will be putting together for you guys. So if that's something that we want to do, we can definitely do that during budget time. So, and it'll start, of course, October
Well, I
1.
mean, is that something that we need to do? I mean, or is it necessary, or, I don't know.
Well, I think let's have the discussion on the 6th and let's try to get direction and clarification, from there, and just, seeing where everybody is on the BEAR program. I mean, obviously, we've had, at one point, over $500,000 worth of projects, and we only have $120,000 to spend, so it's just where we are, budget.
We don't have to wait to the new budget year if we want to increase our amount, right?
That's correct. It would have to have city council approval.
I'm
to
just
increase.
saying, if
No,
we
you-
decided.
It's still on hold right now, though.
It is, but if you guys wanted to, like if say you wanted to increase it to 150,000, we would put it up, you guys would vote on that here, and then we would go to city council at our next meeting.
But
for
that
the
needs
month
to
of
be
April.
waited we need to wait till April 6 to talk about that with city council, or do we talk
You
about
can,
that?
you can wait till then. We just moved to having our meetings once a month, and they're
Right.
on the third Thursday of the month. So that would give, ample time to
If we
put that
talked
together.
about it on the
That's
6th.
correct.
Okay.
Can we do that per project, or is it just a one-time go up?
You can, well, I mean, to me, I would recommend to do it in one swing if
One
that's what
bulk.
we were gonna do, instead of, doing per project. But of course, if there's a project that comes up and somebody that puts in that the Bear Committee feels and then you guys feel that's really important, then absolutely bring that to council and, I'm sure that they would hear you out.
I would really like to see this program move forward to be a program like, let's say, Jason's Restaurants down the road, and they've been here for 10 years already, and they're successful, and they're just busting out the seams, and hey, I got $200,000 but I need I need to be a $400,000 project to double my footprint so we can make more sales tax. And I've already been here too. Sure, let's fill out an application, we'll give you 200 if you match it 200. I'd like to see this program building somewhere we can see the return, the signs and concrete and some like that you can't really track. We can track a bigger building. We could double the footprint on a restaurant or.
Like we did with the shades.
Yeah,
We
we-
doubled that
at-
footprint.
at-
Yeah,
We are
okay,
we're
that's-
working
that was a
towards
good-
that.
That was a good, correct.
I think that was a great example and of putting that together, because when you go out there, it really has doubled their footprint and it's made that space so much more usable. We got to see it firsthand. It was pretty cool when we went out there for giving them their certificate of completion and putting the shades down. It made such a big difference. And then in the summertime, it'll definitely hopefully keep that heat out for them.
I'd like to see us be able to kind of a best of both worlds. Kind of stay where we're at for the ones that everybody doesn't need $200,000. They need $40,000. We still, well, those, but let's say if a big one, perfect example, Jason, is that if somebody came up and said, hey, I'm gonna do a $400,000 project, I've only got two, can you guys help me? Then I think we could get back together, talk about it, and we go, look, okay, this is maybe over and above what our normal budget is, but we could, if the board approved it, we could say, we would like to do it, and then go ask for council's permission. Do the big ones that way, I don't know if you can put anything, because,
That's not a bear
Yeah,
grant.
that's going
That would be,
outside.
like when other people have asked for those monies, like the 750,000 or the Warpath, that has nothing to, that has nothing to, that's over and above the bear grants parameters is what I'm saying. Because we've already said the bear grant is 50,000. We're not
Per-
gonna
per
go.
project.
Per project.
Per project.
So if they need more than that, then
Okay.
it would just be
So then-
not a part of the bear program. I'm not saying it's not possible.
no,
I'm just
no.
saying
But maybe we just didn't want to come under the bear program.
Right.
So, but somebody have asked for that, and they go, hey, I need
We're
some
not
help.
saying it can't happen.
Yeah, we just
We're not
decide
saying
if we
it
can
can't
do it or
happen.
not.
We're just saying-
Just maybe not through the bear program.
Right.
Okay.
I have another example for you, Bob.
Yeah, no.
Let's say we do the Bulls, the Santa Fe Bulls, and let's say Red Cap is one of the places. They're selling all this ice cream now. Like, Jason, we can't, EDC, we can't keep up. We need to buy another machine, get another menu, and then another window, put another drive-through space in there. It's gonna cost $50,000. I got $25,000. Can you cover the,
That goes through bear.
okay, that?
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Any more discussion on the bear? Just, I would encourage everyone, if you've got any ideas to make the bear program better or some changes maybe that we already have, that's the meeting that we're gonna be negotiating. I don't know if that's the right word. We'll be discussing with the city council. They've got some ideas, we got some ideas. We'll put our best ideas together. And then basically after we get that done, everybody agrees to it, then the city council will bless that program again. Some people forget, this program that we have in place was blessed by the city council. They forgot they blessed our program and then throw rocks at us. But that's okay, we're good, we're gonna move forward, so we're all
I
right.
don't think that they're, throwing rocks. I think a lot of people are, I'm gonna speak, I think, for council. I think that nobody's throwing rocks per se, but I think that everybody, is supportive. But just, it's a pilot program, and so
It
you
is.
make changes
That's-
along the
that's
way.
very true, very true.
And,
it's fluid. We have to be able to change with the times.
That's right. As the program changes, we need to change. I will agree with
We've
that.
already been doing that.
That's it.
All right, y'all ready to go to the next
Yeah,
one?
let's go.
All right, so this came to my attention of just giving you guys an update on the Raising Substandard Structures Fund throughout the city. So the EDC a few years ago gave a $100,000 grant to the city for this initiative. And to my best back in going through our accounting system, there were 3 projects completed. So one, right above 20, one at 17.5, and then one at under 11,000. So we have spent, the city has at $48,412 thus far. So we've got $51,588 left to spend. All of these projects were completed in 2024. So kind of the reason in talking with staff, where have we been, kind of what's the future of this is that we had a building official and a building inspector in-house that kind of helped facilitate this. We went through several staffing changes in the last couple years, and so these projects have kind of, I don't want to say fallen away completely, but they were put to the back burner per se. So just to kind of give you guys an update going forward, this is something that we're going to look into price-wise just to make sure that we've got some properties. I'm sure we have some across the city that could definitely take part in this, but it's just a tremendous amount of staff time. But now we're getting to a point where we're fully staffed, so it's something that we could look at.
Put back on the front burner.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's important for anybody that's not aware to know that if we, like for Project One, we spent $20,230. When that property sells, whoever owns it at the time is responsible. The city will get that money back.
We have a lien on those properties.
We have a lien on these properties. So we're not just spending this money, but we will, when they decide to sell it.
If they do sell. So
Yes.
I know with those properties that they have not sold
Right.
at this point in time, but we do have a lien on them. So
But when they do, we
when they
will
do,
get our
we'll
money
be able to
back.
collect. That's
So
correct.
Put that money back
It's
in
just
the
an
pocket
investment in our
Some other
future.
properties.
Absolutely.
And
And
it
it,
continue going.
and it's cleaning up blight, so it's definitely
I
Does
just
the
want-
city get that, or does CDC come back, roll
the
back?
city gets that funding. Yeah.
Now, hold on a second. It's what money?
From the lien of the property.
I thought that we paid to have it done. I guess you're gonna have to explain that to me. We paid to have it done, and.
You guys
so-
gave the city a grant for $100,000
Okay,
to
okay,
start
you're
this
right, that's right.
project.
We gave you all the grant.
That's
Okay,
correct.
okay.
And so
As
the
long as
city
it's- okay.
would, so,
You're right, that makes
keeps
sense.
reusing that funding. That's
Okay,
correct.
all right.
And so we've got $51,588 to continue this. And so, we'll definitely, look to continue on with this, and then Charlie can give you guys an update, in the next couple of
Yeah,
months.
it'd be
of-
nice to
of
know
where we're
where the money is, yeah.
at.
All right, any other questions on that one? If not, we'll go into new business. So basically, presentation, administration of oath of office and statement of officer, newly hired EDC director, Mr. Charlie Hubner. And I think Ms. Lori is going to do the honors for us tonight.
She is. Well, we are excited to have Charlie join us here in Santa Fe and moving all the way from the hill country to join us. And
He's a Flatlander now.
he's a That's right. That's right. It's funny. He mentioned the other day when he woke up to take his dog out for a walk that we had so much condensation. It was wet here in the morning.
I'm
He
not
was
used
not
to it.
used to that being in the hill country, but we think he's going to do a fantastic job for us, and he has hit the ground running thus far, already reaching out to businesses, and I think he's going to be a great asset for our team up here. So Charlie, if you want to come right over to Lori, and she'll get you.
She's got the cameras,
Take
if
care
you
of
right
it.
right there.
Okay.
Yep, all right. So if I can have you raise your right hand. I state your name,
I, Charlie Huber,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I have not directly or indirectly
that I have not directly or indirectly
paid, offered, promised to pay,
paid, offered, or promised to pay,
contributed, or promised to contribute
contributed, or promised to contribute
any money or thing of value,
any money or thing of value,
or promised any public office
or promised any public office
or employment
or employment
for the giving or withholding of a vote
for the giving or withholding of a vote
at the election at which I was elected,
at the election at which I was elected,
or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation,
or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation,
whichever the case may be.
whichever the case may be.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Awesome. So that's your statement of officer. Now we'll do the oath of office. So I'll have you sign both here in a second. Okay. If you could raise your right hand one more time. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas,
In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas,
I state your name,
I, Charlie Huber,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Economic Development Corporation Director
of Economic Development Corporation Director
of the state of
of
Texas,
the state of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state.
and of the state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. At what point does it say article?
I'm sorry, I should have said
I'm
that.
kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I'm not that famous.
Not yet.
Congratulations, Charlie. Welcome to the team. We're
I'm glad to
forward
be
to
here.
working with you, and I'm going to tell you this, we're not going to cut you no slack. You're going to.
Good, well, you haven't so far.
A lot of fun.
Put the pressure on him. Yeah.
Bob's been driving me around, he already knows.
I know Charlie a little bit, and I want him to know up front, this is going to be fun.
It is,
But that's why we brought you in, to have some fun with us.
I realize.
All right, so I guess that was item 1, presentation. And I guess item 2 is consideration and possible action to add Mr. Charles Huebner to the signatory of EDC bank accounts. I guess basically we'll be taking other person off and putting Mr. Charles on.
That's
So-
right. This is just housekeeping item to add him to
Right.
the account. And of course, he'll follow right under the city's purchasing policies, as every other department head does. So if you
We
guys
need a
will just
motion for
approve a
that.
motion, yeah.
So moved.
All right, I have a motion.
Second.
And a second that we approve to add Mr. Charlie Huebner to the signatory EDC on our EDC bank accounts. We'll do a roll call vote. Pam Schwartner,
Yes.
Terry O'Connell,
Yes.
Matt Crable,
Yes.
Gary Somerville,
Yes.
Brad Duffy,
Yes.
Jason Hayes,
Yes.
Bob Wiley, yes. Motion carries. So we'll get they'll get you down to the bank and get you signed up, Mr. Charlie.
That's right. We
All
will-
right, so,
We will do that next week as soon as our CFO returns, so from vacation.
all right.
All right, let's go to the next one.
All right, discussion and direction to review and establish board-approved events calendar for Economic Development Corporation board members.
All right, so since we've got Charlie jumping on board with us, I thought it was important to put a training and travel schedule together, not only for Charlie, but for the board. And so we have put a list that is not exhaustive, but if you guys want to add, take away, or, look into some of these events further. I had a few of the BAHEP meetings that are events that are placed on here, what they have released thus far. And then a lot of the other ones are the Texas Department of Economic Development, also the Texas Downtown Association Conference, some of the conferences that you guys attend. I know that we were supposed to attend the ICSC conference this year in San Antonio. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend just with my obligations here, but this is 2026 and 2027. So if there's anything that you guys would like to attend, I do have one question though, Gary, one that, are you still available to go June 17th through the 19th through the Texas Economic Development Corporation Mid-Year Conference?
No.
Okay.
I told Devin that I couldn't.
Okay.
I have a conflict.
All right, we'll take you off of there. Does anybody else want to go to that conference?
How are you getting there?
Um,
Are you gonna drive? Or are you gonna fly?
Yeah, drive. To Plano? Yeah, I think that,
You spend more time at the TSA line than you would drive.
yeah, so, hopefully that'll be figured out by that point in time.
I was
But,
hoping it would be by Saturday.
You're right.
yeah, let's hope so. But I have heard that Houston's not, well, at least that Hobby.
4-hour wait at Bush, where I'll be on.
In Continental, 4 hours.
Wow.
On a fly?
Might be on the short end.
Fly to Dallas?
No, she's going to Argentina.
She's going to Argentina.
Oh, okay.
But she was asking for this, and I said, no, we'll drive to Plano. That's driving distance. You know, if it was in El Paso, it'd be a different story, but,
Or Amarillo.
I just drove to Alabama last week.
Well, the thing is,
Alabama, yeah.
I just,
oh,
I
man.
thought, when I talked to Zeth about putting this list together,
17th is Leadership Santa Fe, and so I will not miss that.
Which one is that? I'm sorry.
17th
June
of June.
17th.
It's
Okay.
every third Wednesday, and so that will be.
I just felt that it was important that we have a list, and there's lots of stuff to go to, but I just want to make sure this is the list that we kind of go by. Now, if you've got something you want to go to, bring it to us and we'll talk about it. You know, I just don't think every training class that's available there, you know, you could go every week if you wanted to, but we don't have the money to do that, or really and truly, what benefit? Because I'm thinking, I don't mind anybody going to training, but to me, it's got to benefit us. You know, it can't be just to go to have a good time. I'm not saying anybody would do that, but I don't want anybody to think we're doing that. And again, we are very close. We keep an eye on our money. We're watchers of our money, and our community expects us, and so I think we need to adhere to that, so.
Has anybody ever been to that BEDC conference, the one that's in San Antonio in November?
Which one are you looking at?
Sorry, which one's that
The
one?
last one on the green.
BEDC conference in November?
No,
The one in the,
Right here.
that one, that's the training for me.
Oh, that's you.
That's a basic economic development course.
Oh, okay.
That's for,
and
that's.
he's required to.
Yes,
take
okay,
that.
all right.
He's required by state law to go to that.
Correct.
We want to make sure you get.
But I do want to encourage you guys, if you wanted to go to the training that they're having in Houston, then that way you don't have a hotel fee. You can drive there if it's close enough, you know, if you guys would like to do
Can't
that.
stay at the Post Oak.
Yeah, you can if you want to pay for it. Pretty simple.
Any questions about the list? All right.
Charlie? Yes, sir. Can I ask a favor of you? Yes, sir. I'm gonna give you a task. Would you mind having these things?
Yes, sir, I can do that.
That is on my A list.
I got you.
But by
That's
the
a good
time
idea.
we come to some, by the time I find it, we move to something.
Don't feel bad. It's just.
We can do that.
It just takes a little more time to do it, but I think.
Charlie can definitely do it. I'll take the blame on that one, Gary. So
No problem.
we're trying to put these together, so.
What have you noticed that the city manager's got his tab?
Yeah.
That's okay, that's all right.
Well, and so I have mine tabbed this way, but I do have these tabs in here. This is from my strategic planning book. I was just reusing it, so.
I think we can get that done. All right, so let's go into, if everybody's finished with that one, we'll go to number 4, discussion of city drainage project update.
Yes, so at our last scheduled meeting, so last week, City Council approved all 8 projects that you guys funded with the $750,000 drainage projects across the city. So we got the bids on Monday at 2 o'clock. Opened those bids, the bid committee came together, and we chose the lowest bidder for all but one project. So if you want to look at each of these, so the lowest bidder for the one project that we did not choose was for Project 4, which is at 11th Street at the Avenue L crossover upgrades. So Tika Construction was the lowest bidder, but we ended up awarding that to Wagner Construction. So if you want to look at that first page, and then the second page is the amounts that we actually awarded. The reason Tika wouldn't just come for one project. So we went to the next lowest bidder, which was Wagner. Wagner Construction got almost $400,000 in projects, and then Metro City out of Pearland got roughly $190,000 in projects. So Wagner Construction is local here to Santa Fe. They got a majority of the projects. They've got 5 of those projects, and then Metro City got 3 of the projects. So we had 5 bidders that came in, which was great for us. We put this out before, and we only had one company that did 2 projects. It was actually the Coastal Point Construction out of Dickinson. They bid on the same projects that they did before. They just chose to bid on those same projects. They were significantly higher than everybody else. So Metro City and Wagner Construction, I went, me and then Billy went through the references, and they had impeccable references. So for Metro City, they worked with the city of Galveston and then Harris County, and they both gave them really high reviews. So we are very confident in the 8 projects that they will be completed. The biggest thing is with the 5% cap on overruns, if we had to do any change orders, we came in at 600,000. So that's really exciting. We came 150,000 below what we thought. So I can tell you, City Council and myself, and I know our citizens will appreciate you guys funding these projects. And this is actually, you know, getting the ball rolling, having some major drainage projects all across the city, not only here in Alta Loma, but south of the tracks as well.
What's the ETA on starting those
They
projects?
will start, they have 90 days to complete the projects once the.
Bid was awarded?
That's correct. Or well, once the contract is signed, they'll have 90 days.
So when
for
does the
that.
contract get signed?
This week.
Okay.
So they'll have 90 days from this point period, so we'll be right before hurricane season, which is great.
Good.
So
That's
that
what I was-
way, water
That's why I was
can
asking.
be
Well, we
rolling.
gotta get it
That's-
done.
That's right. And I know that Bob has requested for us to get a project sign, and I may not be saying that correctly, but like
that's correct.
a sign to show that these projects were funded, you know, by the EDC. They'll let our citizens know when they see crews working, that it's their sales tax dollars working for them. So it's
If
exciting.
you guys don't mind, I talked to Zeth about that, and we kind of talked about it should look like this, and if you don't mind, between me and Zeth, and well, probably more the Dallas Charlie here, kind of allow us to put that sign together.
Yeah.
But basically, what the sign's going to say is, this project is funded by the Economic Development Committee. This, you see your sales tax, you know, money, dollars at work. It's going to be real simple.
Get them real quick, right from,
Well, here's the thing too. I would like to make a generic sign. The top part's kind of open, and so for this one, it's going to say drainage. The next one might be, we're doing a street. So this sign will be a generic sign that we can use on all our projects. But it's going to give us credit, show people in the community that we're funding these projects, and get a little credit for it. So we'll put that together, and when we get the final thing, well, by the next meeting, hopefully we have it, and bring it to you and kind of show you what we kind of came up with, if everybody's okay with that. We don't have to wait till the next meeting to get that all approved, if everybody's okay with that.
Sounds good to me. Do we need to make a motion?
I'm sorry?
Do we need to make a motion?
For the signs, I don't know, I don't think so.
It's gonna be
No,
less,
no,
it's gonna be
no,
cheap.
just
Yeah.
we'll come up with something. And it's not gonna cost a whole lot of money, I can
right.
guarantee you that, so. But, we'll make it,
saved 150,000.
Have we already funded the 750 to the city?
yes.
Yes.
Are y'all gonna find kind of other projects to use?
That's actually what we're gonna go to.
It's funny
right
that you
now.
mentioned that.
So if you want to go to the next item, so the next item is consideration and possible action for Joe Temperella playground equipment and parking lot funding. So because there's $150,000 left from that infrastructure funding, I'm requesting that you guys allocate that funding towards some other infrastructure in the city. So we are having severe issues, and we have a funding shortage at Joe Temperella Park with the playground equipment, which is extremely expensive. So right now, we have $90,000 budgeted for our parks equipment out of the city's budget. And so what I'm requesting is that $150,000 that's left over from the drainage infrastructure projects to put this towards these projects. So I wanted to just go through, and there's a few pages if y'all want to look through them. So we're looking at 2 pieces of playground equipment. So I want to preface this by saying that the Parks Board met last night, and they approved these designs for us to move forward. Now, the colors are not the colors that we're going with. This is not Seth-approved colors, so don't think these colors are wild. This is just off the website, and we'll get to the color sheet later where you can see the color wheel. But the first one is for the smaller children for ages 2 to 5. It's a small equipment. It's a castle shape to kind of honor the castle here, and it was the one that was actually the most on sale, so the cheapest equipment that we could get. And this is at $22,357. This does not include installation. So this is just the equipment coming here. So installation is pretty significant in cost, almost half the cost of the equipment. So we are working with companies right now on getting quotes on that, but I just wanted to show you that. So the next piece of equipment, if you want to go to, which is slightly larger, this would be for children ages 5 to 12. And this is at 78,000, and this is on sale as well. I think it's normally like 120,000.
I was surprised at these prices.
At these prices. So I went with the pieces that are on sale, and they told us that we could get them in any color, which is great. It would just take a little bit longer. We could go with these colors, but they're a little bit funky. So it's definitely not the color wheel I think that we're trying to go with. And if you'll go to the next page, these will have to have 4 of these. These are the handicap ADA accessible ramps to come into the playground area. So if you'll go here, there's a page with the post and metal color options. I know that we're looking probably closer with a darker color. I know the Parks Board met last night and they said no red, no yellow, no teal. So we're gonna look more probably the browns, tans, and greens, that dark green to go with. Pretty typical park colors. So if you look at the park in Dickinson, they went with that dark brown and green, hunter green, for their park equipment. It kind of blends in, and people can't, I would say they can't spray paint, or markers don't come up as good on the equipment. So just trying to hold the life of that equipment. We'll go with some of those darker colors, and also they don't fade, from the sun, and it'll kind of match with our trees that we've got there. So these are just the options that we're looking at. Something else, if funding is available, is looking at putting a rubber puree pour down, which makes the ground a lot softer. So if you look at these pictures right here, guys, you can see a couple examples at some parks across the country where they've done this. And I've actually done this at a couple of parks in Georgia, and it makes it really nice because, mulch is a little bit dirty. This just makes it a lot more clean.
It goes away.
It
And
does.
it's very expensive.
It is. Mulch is expensive, but I will say this is extremely expensive as well.
But it doesn't go away.
But it doesn't go away, and I will say I'm more of a fan of the darker colors because some of the light ones, just like the equipment, it fades over time, so you want as really dark as you can get. So these are some options as well. We're also looking within that money to expand the library's parking lot if funds are available, really for the park, to give more adequate parking. Right now, I know that the library on Tuesdays and Wednesdays with our homeschool groups have just blown up here in Santa Fe. I mean, they've got, over 100 kids coming, and so it can be difficult, parking can, for them there, and they like to use this equipment. They do the library, so my kids have went personally, and so they do the story time there. They check out their books, then they go eat lunch out in the park, and then enjoy our park equipment. So this is the request that the city's making, I'm making, is that you guys would use that $150,000 of the $750 that was unused for this infrastructure in the city.
And then you're gonna put that with your 90?
Yes, with our 90, that's correct.
So 240 is gonna be the budget.
240 is the budget for the project, and so it sounds like a lot of money, but it will only go thus far. I will say that I could not believe how cheap we were able to find this. And Pro Playgrounds is out of Tallahassee. I've done projects with them in the past. I know the county has done projects in the past with them. Their equipment and then their just setup time is, to me, one of the better. I've done a couple other of the nationwide guys, and I was not impressed. Pro Playgrounds, just to me, they have a good record. Not that we're not open to going to anybody else, but just price-wise, it's hard to beat.
bid it because it's over 200,000?
We will have to bid it, that's correct, yeah.
And then, so what does that, because there's not like a kind of a break, there's the individual items priced.
Yes, uh-huh.
So obviously it's gonna purchase those items, and then the difference will be the parking?
The parking and
Installation.
installation, so we'll have to do installation first. So we will have the actual playground equipment, the installation cost, and then past that, we would do the parking lot. And then if we can get this would be cherry on top, if we can fit that in that 240. So that'd be in a perfect world.
I just wanted to say this because I'm involved with it, but the Santa Fe Lions Club is working with trying to work with the ag department because we had purchased a swing that was
That's right.
destroyed.
Correct.
But we're working with the ag department metal fab shop for a roll-on swing, so they could
Yes.
just roll their
And-
wheelchair on there.
And we still have plans for that. We want to match the color to match, so it matches our new park
Right,
equipment.
right.
But we
just-
still have a space allocated for
Right,
that.
I just wanted to say that's something that we are trying to fund in addition to this, so that,
Absolutely.
so it can be, more accessible for
For sure.
our patrons
and-
that are in wheelchairs.
So something I didn't do a good job with earlier, this is actually ADA accessible, this equipment, and it is, and I don't want to use the wrong term. It's for really all, for people who are, that do utilize a wheelchair, this equipment right here, this big one
Yes.
is utilized for them, that they could go and it has a activity center for them, so that it's inclusive. That's what I was
Right.
trying to think of the word of. It's inclusive playground equipment. This one was a little bit harder to get, but I just couldn't beat the price on it for
No,
the
you
smaller
can't.
equipment. And so, but for the bigger equipment, it is inclusive, so that was a
I'm
big part
stunned
for
at
the
these
Parks Department.
prices.
Yeah,
I
me
really
too.
am. I move that we spend this money.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Do you have a ballpark after we do the equipment and the install, what would be left for the parking lot
So,
out of the 240?
out of the 240, I'm gonna guess about 40,000 is what we've got left for the
Would
parking
that
lot.
be significant enough to do the parking lot?
It'll get us a partial parking lot. It wouldn't be the
Rocks.
parking lot of our dreams. Yeah, we could,
Rocks.
do asphalt and to do that. But, the good thing is we're coming up on budget season, and then we can partner with you guys in the future past, maybe on an additional project. But this is just to try to get the ball rolling on this.
Has there
Will we
been-
use this money for this after the drainage projects are complete?
Tell me what now?
Would we appropriate the money for the park stuff after the drainage projects are complete?
No, it would be appropriated for today. So like if you guys were to vote on this tonight, then we could go ahead and use these funds towards the playground equipment. We did put a 5% contingency in.
It's still less than 600,000.
For the drainage, and so they know that they can't go above that. It's just to me, in every project that I've ever done, having that is important. They may not use it, and hopefully they won't, but it gives us that wiggle room if they have to have it for one of the projects. Just like if maybe something goes wrong with a culvert, I'm not sure with the drainage project what could go wrong, but it just gives us that, ability to be flexible.
Has anybody done any research on any grants, Texas grants available?
Yes, and so we're going to be applying for grants in addition to this for this playground equipment. So typically, when you apply for grants, you're a lot more competitive if you actually go ahead and have the playground equipment built. For instance, like in Georgia, I got the T-Mobile grant. They gave us $50,000 after the playground equipment was built there, and we did a big, groundbreaking ceremony with them. And named a portion of the park after T-Mobile. So, not saying that we'll do that here, but, we would definitely be open
Give
to
me
that.
50,000, I'll name it whatever you want.
Hey,
Just saying.
So let me make sure I understand how we're going to spend the money. Of course, the city's giving us, or the city's kicking in the $90,000 that came from the money y'all had for Behringer Field, correct?
that's correct.
Okay, so then you're asking the $150,000 that we assume we're going to have left over from the drainage project.
That's correct.
Correct. Okay, so that's $240. So we come up to $240. Now, I guess in priority, what you're gonna buy the equipment first.
That's right.
Okay, and then you're gonna, does that include install?
No.
Where does the install come in?
At half the price of the equipment.
At almost half the price of the equipment, and we're still working that as of today, the
Okay.
price on that. I was hoping that we would have it from our call today, but she didn't have the numbers ready for us, so.
But it's coming out of the 240.
But it's coming out of 240, so install. Okay, so we got the equipment, the install, and then will you decide, when do you decide if you're gonna go with the special,
Rubber mat.
It
mat
depends
or
when
the parking lot? What priority are you sitting on that?
When we get the parking lot first, and then the special mat.
Okay, so
That's
that's
correct.
something that you can put the playground equipment in, put the parking lot in, which we all agree, I think everybody agrees we need it. And then if we can get some more money from somewhere, then you can put the mat in.
That's
over
correct.
there.
Later, you can
That's
always
correct.
do it
Yeah,
later.
You can
Go ahead
always
and put
add
the
it
mat.
later, that's
Okay.
right.
I just
Yeah.
want to make sure about the timing
They
of,
pour it in, it's just like a rubber, and they pour it
Okay.
in and it sets.
All right.
It's a pretty easy process.
I just want to make sure everybody understands the priorities of the money we're going to spend. So,
Absolutely.
I still move that we spend that 150,000 that way.
I have a question. So the parking lot comes before the mat?
Yes.
Yes. just because the mat, I'm gonna tell you from experience, it's gonna at least be 90 to 100,000 for that.
So we're gonna go to rubber pellets or rubber mulch if we can't get the mat.
That's something that we can definitely look at, is going to a rubber mulch. We just put new mulch in, ADA mulch there, and so I would want to get the life out of it. But I will say with the mulch that we purchased, if, say we get a grant to put in the rubber puree, I would reutilize that mulch and put it at one of our other parks, just to be able to get the full amount of life out of it.
I just happened the other day, talked to one of the gentlemen at the park board, park department, and asked him, I noticed the back of that lot, the back of the park was being underutilized. It's kind of and it's because of access.
Yes.
I was asking about some properties for sale, and there's enough room in the back to build a road, build a parking lot in the very back. He goes, well, we got the little triangle across from the ditch. Build a bridge. I was like, I'm not sure how big that little triangle is, how many parking spaces it can make, how much would it cost to build a little bridge over? Bridges are not cheap, not at all.
Not at all.
I run on some, I was in Alabama going down the river, and they have the bridges, actually vehicles can go, but you're running through there. They put their parks, vehicles run, check the park, all that, and those are really nice. But that is an option. If there's nothing you can do with it, if it can hold 10, 15 cars, I don't know how big it is.
Yeah, because the other problem that we face over on that end of the park is that it tends to flood over there a little bit. It holds water, and so just bearing that in mind. And like you said, access to the back of the park is a little bit difficult, but it's not something that we couldn't look into and maybe see if that is an option for us, just to try to utilize that portion of the park. I know that they had built. I don't know if amphitheater, I know that's what we call it internally. I don't know that that's what that is, but to have higher utilization of it back there as well.
Because the main thing you need to be careful of is drainage back there since it is low.
Yeah, absolutely. But this would go, this playground equipment will go right in the place of where the playground equipment is now. We may have to change the borders a little bit to accommodate for, especially the bigger piece, to how large it is, but we've got plenty of space between there and the basketball court if need be.
Charlie, you have something? Nope. Okay. I'll tell you what, right now, we have a motion on the floor. Did I get a second to spend our, okay, we got a second on, we got a motion and a second. To spend, I guess we're gonna call it $150,000 that we're gonna have left over from the drainage project. Is everybody okay with that?
Can I ask my question first?
There you go.
So, because the math doesn't, there's still dollars that are unaccounted for, so I just want to make sure that we're allocating, like, if there's a little more money to allocate, let's allocate.
Let's allocate it, and so I'm just using 150,000 as a raw number, Matt.
So then the remaining money is staying available for the drainage, or that's what I'm trying to figure out, because the math doesn't.
That's right. So, it's, we've got 596,890. So you could say that $153,009.55. We can make, if that's the motion that that you guys want to pursue, that's perfect with me.
Are you okay with that?
Whatever the amount is that we can allocate, I don't want to over allocate. This 5% is, we may have all this money left.
Well, that was gonna be my next question. Do we need to go ahead and make a motion to address the contingency if that's left over?
If it,
Go towards this project?
I think that we can come back to you guys, because if that money is left over, we can come back at the end of that project. I don't think that that's gonna make or break on our end. I think that this project will be covered.
So then does it make sense just to keep the change now 150 and then come back on any leftover funds and move that all at once?
Let's do that just to make it an easy, even kill number.
Jerry, are you okay with that?
That's my motion, 150.
150? All right. We have a second on 150? All right. If there's no further, I do have one more question. I'm sorry. I heard one time the swings, that we're going to redo the swings. We're going to take them down and powder coat them and redo them. Did I hear that? Did I just dream that up?
No, you did hear that. That is something that's in our.
Well, I think that's important for them to know. It's not, there's other things that are going to happen at the park too.
Correct.
Okay. So they're going to take the swing sets, take them apart, have them powder coat it, and then put them back up.
And we're gonna do it to match one of the colors, whatever, you know, I'll let the Parks Board, what they decide to go through with colors. And it's also gonna be what's available and closest in time, so, you know, if we can get the, I don't know, Sand Dollar and, I don't know, Mossy or Hunter Green, whatever, they can come in at that time, or if it's brown, we'll give y'all a updated schematic. I'll send that out, or Charlie will send that out to you guys.
Is everybody aware there's a great powder coater here in Santa Fe?
I don't know where they plan on
Gold
getting
Coast powder
coat.
coating.
Right off Carroll Street, they do.
Yep.
They're very reasonable.
But you gotta get in line. You better get in line, because it
Yeah.
takes a minute to get it. I mean, it's a lot of
We'll
time.
definitely be reaching out to them.
All right, so we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, go ahead, sir. Well, I'll allow a question from the audience.
Thank you. I remember from the, when this was first brought up at the city council meeting, I believe, there was talk about a covering for the,
Roof, yeah, kind of a
organizations. Is that,
canvas cover or something?
is that part of the?
So we're gonna look at that to see if it is an option with some of this equipment, but it does just increase the price significantly. And most of the equipment, if you look at it, it is covered, so they have some level of covering on it, but if we were to put a big covering over it, we would, I mean, we're talking another 150,000.
The covering, because of where we are with the wind ratings that are required here.
Correct.
We're considered Gulf Coast, even though we're here. It's gonna be as much as the equipment itself.
It's gotta be windstorm approved, and
Deal with
it,
it.
yeah, and that's the thing, I mean, if I had, you know, a lot more money, to utilize, then we definitely would, but it's just the cost.
It's maintenance.
Did I answer your question? All right.
It's shaded, it's got plenty of shade from trees already.
It does, it's got a lot of shade from
shade,
trees, but if we have to extend kinda in that back section, it won't, but, you know, we'll try to be strategic in the way that we place it, the best that we can.
SBF 30.
Tammy?
Maybe come back next year and get some money
Available?
cover it next year.
This equipment is available, not in the colors as of today. They could send it if we went with the teal, lime green, alien, you know, colors, but it will not hopefully take too long to get it. She told us that we could have
Okay.
it
Cool.
pretty soon.
All right. All right, I'll call for question then. I'm going to do a roll call vote. Pam Schwartner,
Yes.
Terry O'Connell,
Yes.
Matt Crable,
Yes.
Gary Somerville, Brad Duffy,
Yes.
Jason Hayes, Bob Wiley, yes. Motion carries. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all. Love seeing some great projects happening here at the city. So our last agenda item that we'll do in here is developing of a local business incentive partnership program. I know that I talked with Ms. Pam Schwartner, and she brought this forward at looking at ways to, when we have, let's say, new businesses come into town, for their employees to become engaged here at the city with some of our local businesses. So we've got a lot of men and women coming with the Centerpoint edition that was set to open in October. So I know that per shift, they've got 100 people that'll be at that location. And so I know, Pam, that you had discussed that, and then you had a idea, Jason, that piqued my interest with looking at local businesses that they'd be willing to participate, and maybe whether they give a free ice cream with a purchase of a meal type deal, if they give 10% off. I'll really kind of open this up to the floor, and Pam, if you want to kind of take the lead, I know that's your idea, I don't want to steal your thunder at all.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, what we were talking about is Centerpoint, and with all the employees, influx of employees coming in here, is partnering up with promoting the local businesses to bring them together. And, you know, of course, we've already been talking about sales tax down, so that's give a boost to the restaurants and even hardware stores and so forth. But mainly, what I was thinking about is like with the restaurants, whereas they could go in and give them a 10% discount. I mean, all they have to do now is walk across the street. And other businesses that are coming in, I mean, we've, just this past week, I saw 2 new businesses coming into Santa Fe. So that's more or less what it is.
They
It's
just
just
show
gonna,
their ID for their discount.
Or I think we would partner with the businesses to try to get them to come up with like a, maybe
pass,
a
yeah,
pass
yeah,
or
something.
to be able to utilize. I can tell you, we've got a couple businesses in town that are almost becoming famous just in the Houston area. I saw on TikTok the other day, and it had thousands of shares and likes as Koki's Burritos here in town, that people are driving from Houston, like these Houston food critics come in, and they come and they eat, and this is supposedly the best, breakfast burrito. I think it's fantastic. So, just using them as an example, Fat Andy's
Fat
is
Andy's,
another one
yeah.
that where people are driving from all over to come here to eat. Obviously Bighorn's doing the business here in town. I know Hubcap people drive, especially to utilize that outdoor space. They've even got, I know one of our Parks Board members was stating that they have like a DJ out there and they do some
Stage.
stage and
Remember the
music, and so we've got a lot of entertainment, venues in town and restaurants, and even maybe past the restaurants with some of our businesses that would maybe give some deals to people. So I don't think that that's a bad program to put together. It'll take a little bit of legwork to do that, but I think that.
I thought that would be a good opportunity to take
Absolutely.
Charlie around.
Correct.
Let him, introduce him and let him engage in,
Sure.
yeah, so.
Galveston businesses do that with UTMB. A lot of places give like 10% off UTMB badge. They do that all. So, I mean, that's something someone started it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pam, will you kind of take the lead on this one and put something together and bring it to us, and if
I'll be
anybody.
working
love to work with
closely
you. Yeah,
with Charlie, and if
working with-
Terry's gonna.
Yeah,
get
working
on
with
board
Terry and
it.
working with,
We can drag him around.
Let's go.
Not by the hair of the head, but we can drag him around.
oh, you ain't right.
Unless you grab onto.
Yeah.
All right. Just bring something back and we'll kick around with it. Great idea, great idea. All right, so I guess if there's no more questions about that, we'll go into 7, executive session, close to the public pursuant Chapter 551.072 Texas Government Code, deliberation regarding purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property or property acquisition. So basically, we'll go into executive session, go in the back and discuss that topic. Let's see, I got time of 8:12.
All right. Y'all ready to retire right there? Okay. And we can walk through this back door over here.
Shoes on.
Shoes.
All right, so we're back from executive session. First of all, thank everybody for your time. There will be no action required on the discussion held in executive session tonight. All right, with that, I'll ask for
So moved.
are there any announcements?
Sorry. Oh, lots of announcements. Go ahead. May 4th, the Galveston County Women's Salvation Army, the women's group is having a fashion show at the Hidden Palms. We're featuring firefighters or people that have to do with firefighters, females, and it's going to be sponsored by our Honeybee Boutique. Will have the clothes. The food is by Outback Steakhouse. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. Don't miss it. April 11th is the next chamber meeting. Our Galveston County Fair and Rodeo people will be there to speak. The food will be provided by Santa Fe Seafood. That's all I got.
No other announcements?
No.
Just one thing to just add, coming up on March the 28th, so this Saturday, we're doing the Easter egg hunt at Timberella Park. So if you've got kids, bring them on out. We're going to have a lot of eggs out there and have a good time. We're going to have a Easter bunny come out. So
What's the date?
this Saturday, the
Saturday.
28th.
Also, at the Picket Fence Market, they're having the community garage sale this weekend.
Correct.
So don't forget about that as well. Don't miss it. It's gonna be lots of good stuff that you can't live without.
All right, no further announcements. We'll go to item 9 on the agenda, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second. All those approved?
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Oh.
When was that?